Hey friends, it's Jennifer and welcome to episode 5 of the Real Knitting Podcast. Today I've got a bunch of knitting for you. I have a few purchases you may be interested in. We're going to do a little yoga. I have a giveaway winner, and then we're going to talk a little life stuff. And I want to start a conversation about mental health, maybe a little bit. I know a lot of YouTubers are being real honest about that, and I just think it's really interesting. But let's jump right into the knitting. Okay, so my portage sweater that I've been working on. Oh, and I'm trying to look. I'm trying to not look over your shoulder. I feel like I'm doing that, so I put this little alien. I put this little alien up here, kind of where the camera is, so that hopefully I will talk to the little alien a little bit better. I don't know, we'll see. Okay. Portage sweater. And again, it's in my yarn as part of a high fiber diet bag. And it is Holskarn Super Soft. I'm using my Knit Picks Rainbows. And I think these are just a set of basics. Nope. Takumi Clover, US 6. DPNs. I am a DPN girl. We have discussed this. So here's the Holskarn. Yeah, it's happy in my little rosewood bowl. Keep everything a little bit more organized. And not only have I slit for the sleeves, there's a gorgeous texture. I slit for the sleeves, but look, I'm down below the elbow. Look at all the little danglies. So these little danglies, stitch markers, I'll try to be appropriate about it. These little danglies, these little stitch markers, all of them mark my increases. And the reason that I do this is so that I don't have to look closely to figure out where my increases are. I just count like 1, 2, 3, 4. I've done 11 increases. So I know where I am on the sleeve, and that, to me, that helps out a ton. But anyway, this, as you know, this may take me forever because of the texture. But I'm really chugging along there on that sleeve. I've been super happy with this. Yeah. Holskarn Super Soft. Almost all of these. Yeah, I think I made all of these stitch markers. All of my little progress keepers from just stuff I found at Michael's one time. I like to make stuff. I'm totally distracted today. In part because I'm wearing lipstick, and it's just weird. I don't ever see me with lipstick on. Blotting on the show notes. Okay. Yeah. So that's my portage. I really want to wear it. I'm hoping by fall that I can actually be done with the thing because, you know, it's going to be so cozy. All right. Next, you saw my socks that I was working on last time. I think it was just 2 weeks ago I cast these on. Yeah, I've already torn them out. Yeah, I ripped them out. It really helps, boys and girls. It really helps to count when you're knitting. I know we did not sign up for the math, but it's part of the knitting thing. So, I cast them on. I had like the whole heel flap done in an Aya Partridge heel where you do the alternating rows of knit one, slip one. And I realized that my stitch count was off. I ripped it all out. Yeah. Check in at the end because this goes into the whole ADHD thing. But anyway, so I have the Carbons needles in a size 0. I did a review on these on the channel already. And then this is Diamond Luxury yarn in Soxy Lady, and I don't know the colorway. But I really like the yarn, and it's held up really well considering I've had to rip it out. Okay, this is like the second time I've ripped it out. But it's holding up really well. It's still super soft. And that is living in, there's the ball, all the colors. That is living in my precious little JoJo bag. You can get these from the girls over at Cozy Up Yarns. Cozy Up Knits. Yeah, their mom makes these bags. There's the JoJo logo. Is anybody else's allergies acting up like crazy? East Tennessee is all about the pollen right now. My car is so yellow. And I'm having to stay inside, which is really hard because I love being outside. Whoa. Sorry about that. Ooh, that shook it too. Okay. Then you saw that I had been working on a hat, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to design this hat. I should just call this the Ripping Show. Instead of episode 5, it should be like Jennifer rips crap out. So, this is that gorgeous Bead Sisters yarn. Okay, it's holding up real well because I had to rip it out and start again. I don't know that I had to. I got really irritated. I was trying to do circular needles, like 2 circulars, and I just got real irritated with that. And I went into the yarn shop because they were the ones that told me that they love to do 2 circulars for socks. I interpreted that somehow as you do it for everything. Everything small circumference, but no, that's not how that works. They just use DP ends on the tops of hats. No wonder I was getting so frustrated. So anyway, ripped out the whole thing, started again, 2x2 rib, and I still love this yarn. And it is on my Knit Picks Majestic 4 square needles. I will link those below. Let's see if I can see how big these are. Look like they're a 3. There we go. There's the hat. It's living in this, I'm kind of embarrassed to show you, but it's in this clear bag, and you can see there's just all sorts of randomness in there. Whatever. I had to take a minute and get some tea for my throat. Tea today is Kava Stress Relief by Yogi Teas, one of my faves. And I have it in my little Biltmore Estate mug. If you've never visited the Biltmore in Asheville, it's really fun. Okay, so continuing with our knitting stuff. This is kind of knitting, kind of like design, segue into a little bit of everything else. I don't usually show purchases. So I'm very frugal, and my husband and I are trying to save up for a bigger home because our house is pretty little, and we want to build over on his parents' property. So I really don't buy a lot. I'm trying to knit out a stash and stuff like that. But I found this book, and I think it's used. It's not in bad shape, but I found this book for $1. The Designer's Guide to Color Combos. So this book, first of all, isn't that gorgeous? But it's 500 plus historic and modern color formulas in CMYK. Have I read it enough to know what CMYK is? No. But look at this. It gives you like historical color formulas. That designers used. Like, I love this. Here's Art Deco colorways and color combos. Yeah. So fun. New book for me to play with. If you are not comfortable with color, I do definitely recommend getting a color wheel, getting to know the color wheel, and checking out a few books on color. New book. My other purchase, and this is a huge one for me because I never buy sweater quantities, ever. I'm trying to use out a stash, but I've been wanting another Love Note. I showed you guys my Love Note last week. So Love Note is by Tin Can Knits. I did like a 3/4 length sleeve, It's got a bunch of lace all the way across here. It's sort of this autumny terracotta color. And I wear that thing a whole bunch, like in the fall and in the spring. But I've been wanting something a little bit more springy looking, not so terracotta fall looking. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do another love note, and this one's going to be like a spring color. So I went to my local yarn shop, and they were having a big sale for LYS Day. And so she had Queensland. I don't have the ball band. I thought I had a ball band here. Wait, I have one. Okay. Queensland Collection dungarees spun from recycled jeans. And it's 95% cotton, 5% other fibers. And this is the DK. There's the ball band. And it was on sale. And first of all, recycled jeans, that's pretty awesome because, you know, I'm a kid of the 80s. And jeans, man, jeans. But so I've got this lovely dungarees. I will pop a picture in. I picked out this pink and I was like, oh, this pink is so beautiful. It's so springy. It's so different from my terracotta. No. I'll pop a picture in. It was pretty much the same color. Slightly different. Slightly more pink. But I was going to basically make the same sweater in the same color. So I went to the LYS and I was like, okay, what are my color choices? And if you've been here very long, if you've seen this video, if you've seen any of my podcasts, then you probably know what color I chose. Yes. Guilty. It's a turquoise. Isn't that gorgeous? That's so pretty. Little flecks in there, recycled jeans. Anyway, so I'm loving it. Did I have any business casting on something new when I'm nowhere near finishing any of my other things? Probably not, but look who's knitting. So, the love note starts with a provisional cast on. Right there. And there it is. And I've just gotten into the lace. Yeah. It's going to be stunning, and I'm going to wear it all the time, everywhere. I'm kind of gambling here. I only got 3 skeins because it's going to be short sleeved and cropped. And I mentioned last time, I'm like 5'9", 5'10". So cropped for me is, I'm also in my 40s. Like, I'm not gonna wear the cropped. Like, I do not need a boob shirt. So, I bring it down a little longer, but I think I can get the whole sweater knit out of 3 skeins. We'll see. Fingers crossed. But I'm really happy with that. It is on my gorgeous copper needles, and so just beautiful knitting joy right there. Oh, also, this is the first time that I've really dealt with cotton. I have a few cottons in my stash, and I just haven't been brave enough to get them out. Are you a cotton knitter? But we've been having, like, today it's like 60 degrees. No. We've been having, today it's like 80 degrees. So we've been having this really warm weather, and this cotton has just called my name. I'm just getting started with it. So far, I like it. I'll let you know next time. All right. Oh yeah, I'm doing the size medium, and I'm knitting it on size 10s on my Likey Cypra copper needles. Yeah. Okay, it's time for our yoga. Wow, I got really close to the camera just then. Okay. It's time to do our yoga. So, yeah, we try to do, every time I tried to do a little yoga for knitters. And we've done one where we open the heart and stretch. So now we're going to stretch the sides of the neck. So we have these big muscles that come down through here. This is the sternocleidomastoid. We've got our trapezius muscles here at the top. There is no test after this. Don't worry. But what you're going to do is sit up really tall. You're going to drop your head to one side. And then just gently rest your hand on your head, pulling the head away from the shoulder. Then you want to keep lifting the chest, keep sitting up tall, and take a few nice deep breaths. And then we're going to take that same hand and just push the head back up to the center. You might want to roll your shoulders a little bit, kind of wiggle that out. And then we'll do the same thing to the other side. Drop the head over, shoulder opens up. We're just going to place the hand, resting it gently here. You don't want to pull on the head at all. A few nice big breaths. Okay, thanks for doing a little yoga with me there. So next we have the giveaway. We had a giveaway in the comment, and it was for this lovely skein of Osterman Step. Yeah, there it is. And this little ball works up like a Fair Isle kind of a sock. And the winner, I did random.org this morning, and the winner is Lisa of Yo Yarn Girl. Lisa has a podcast, so y'all check her out. But Lisa, if you will PM or DM or email me or however you want to get in touch with me, I will get this in the mail to you. Hopefully this week. Congratulations. All right, so let's transition into a little life stuff. If you are all done with knitting, let me say this real quick. If you sign up for my email newsletter, you can get my free Blue Ridge Mitts pattern, and I'll link that down below. And I'll let you know just when I'm throwing specials, when I have new patterns coming out, and be in the know. Also, I'm going to link to previous episodes. Like I said, this is episode number 5. I do a podcast every other week on Thursdays. I tape it on Thursdays. I load it on Fridays. And then every Tuesday, I've been loading either a review of a product or a how-to, a little tutorial. All right, so life stuff. My allergies are driving me crazy. I have coughed so many times. I've cut this. I said when I first started this, I'm not going to do much editing because it would just annoy me, but I'm going to cut this. I'm going to have to cut this because I've coughed so much. I have my tea. It's helping, but drainage, seriously, y'all. East Tennessee. The new thing that's come up with me is I have come across this idea that I have ADHD. And I kind of thought about it a few months ago, and I said it to my husband, and he said, I said, I think I'm ADHD. And Scott goes, duh. This is new to me. I was like, why didn't you tell me? Why did you not tell me I have ADHD? And the more that I start looking into it, the more symptoms I have. And I have a new counselor, and she's like, oh, yeah, you're totally ADHD. Would you like to try some medication? I have not tried the medication. I'm not completely against it, but I'm still diving into this whole idea that I have ADHD and sort of figuring out how to deal. I've started a little conversation on Facebook with some of my Facebook friends and talking to some other people just about, I keep hitting the table, I'm sorry, just about how do you manage this? Some of my symptoms are that I'm very easily distracted. I struggle to stick with something. So the fact that we are now, 8 weeks in? to a YouTube channel, says good things about me. I think I can continue with this because it's just sitting down and talking to you guys. The hardest part, embarrassing, but the hardest part about doing these podcasts for me is cleaning off a space so I can set up the lights and the microphone and everything. Because kids are a mess. Where was I? Oh yeah. I was talking about ADHD. So I'm starting to really realize that my disorganization and my inability to remember things, a lot of that stems from maybe ADHD. So I'm just wondering, very curious, do any of you struggle with this? And if so, how did you deal with it? I heard someone say that she has systems in place to deal with her ADHD. And I'm really curious if you have systems. I'm not a system person. I'm very much a fly by the seat of my pants, I'll just get it done kind of person. But I need systems. I know that I function better on systems. So I'm really curious what you've done for systems. Also, I've just subscribed to a lady on YouTube, How to ADHD. This was recommended to me by my cousin, and it's great. She's got some really good insights, lots of research-based stuff, but then also it's just nice to realize that maybe I'm not just crazy. Maybe I'm not just lazy and forgetful and all the things that I say to myself. Anyway, very curious to hear if any of you out there in knitter land struggle with ADHD. It's funny because I think that in some situations, knitting helps ADHD. Like, I do so much better now that I knit when I have to wait somewhere. I've had to wait in a lot of medical offices for my kids. Both of my kids have medical stuff going on, and I'm so calm now because I'm like, take another hour, I'll just knit, and then I'm happy. But so knitting is good for ADHD that way, but my ADHD shows up in my knitting, as you can kind of see, based on my ripping out and starting fresh. And also, does anybody else have little bags stashed everywhere with random knitting things? I find it really hard to stay organized with my knitting. I like to organize it, and I'll have it organized, I'll organize by weight, all my yarns by weight. And then, I don't know, somehow it just gets messy. I don't know. Tell me how you organize. Anyway, that's all the life stuff for right now. The kids are doing great. The Hubs is doing great. And we're coming into summer, which is amazing. I'm having so much fun with this channel. Thank you so much for being here and watching and just giving me a shot at this, because I love making these videos and coming here every 2 weeks and just chatting with you about knitting. It's fun. So thank you. Bye.